If quick, I survive. If not quick, I am lost. This is death. To secure ourselves against defeat lies in our own hands. But the opportunity of defeating the enemy is provided by the enemy himself. Bravery without forethought causes a man to fight blindly and desperately like a mad bull. Such an opponent must not be encountered with brute force, but may be lured into an ambush and slain. Ponder and deliberate before you make a move. Rewards for good service should not be deferred a single day. Begin by seizing something which your opponent holds dear. Then he will be amenable to your will. If words of command are not clear and distinct, if orders are not thoroughly understood, then the general is to blame. But if orders are clear and the soldiers nevertheless disobey, then it is the fault of their officers. If his forces are united, separate them. It is easy to love your friend, but sometimes the hardest lesson to learn is to love your enemy. Be where your enemy is not. Who does not know the evils of war cannot appreciate its benefits. Plan for what it is difficult while it is easy. Do what is great while it is small. Concentrate your energy and hoard your strength. For knowledge cannot be gotten from ghosts and spirits, cannot be had by analogy, cannot be found out by calculation. It must be obtained from people who know the conditions of the enemy. If you fight with all your might, there is a chance of life, whereas death is certain if you cling to your corner. Do not swallow bait offered by the enemy. Do not interfere with an army that is returning home. We cannot enter into alliances until we are acquainted with the designs of our neighbors. When the outlook is bright, bring it before their eyes, but tell them nothing when the situation is gloomy. The whole secret lies in confusing the enemy, so that he cannot fathom our real intent. Hence that general is skillful in attack whose opponent does not know what to defend, and he is skillful in defense whose opponent does not know what to attack. Those skilled at making the enemy move do so by creating a situation to which he must conform. They entice him with something he is certain to take, and with lures of ostensible profit they await him in strength. Energy may be likened to the bending of a crossbow, decision to the releasing of a trigger. When your army has crossed the border, you should burn your boats and bridges in order to make it clear to everybody that you have no hankering after home. Move not unless you see an advantage. Use not your troops unless there is something to be gained. Fight not unless the position is critical. The general who advances without coveting fame and retreats without fearing disgrace, whose only thought is to protect his country and do good service for his sovereign, is the jewel of the kingdom. It is only the enlightened ruler and the wise general who will use the highest intelligence of the army for the purposes of spying, and thereby they achieve great results. Let your plans be dark and impenetrable as night, and when you move, fall like a thunderbolt. Great results can be achieved with small forces. Opportunities multiply as they are seized. If soldiers are punished before they have grown attached to you, they will not prove submissive. And, unless submissive, then will be practically useless. If, when the soldiers have become attached to you, punishments are not enforced, they will still be unless. Convince your enemy that he will gain very little by attacking you. This will diminish his enthusiasm. To know your enemy, you must become your enemy. Treat your men as you would your own beloved sons, and they will follow you into the deepest valley. When the enemy is relaxed, make them toil. When full, starve them. When settled, make them move. So in war, the way is to avoid what is strong and strike at what is weak. Be extremely subtle even to the point of formlessness. Be extremely mysterious even to the point of soundlessness. Thereby you can be the director of the opponent's fate. Water shapes its course according to the nature of the ground over which it flows. The soldier works out his victory in relation to the foe whom he is facing. When one treats people with benevolence, justice, and righteousness, and reposes confidence in them, the army will be united in mind and all will be happy to serve their leaders. Attack is the secret of defense. Defense is the planning of an attack. Thus the expert in battle moves the enemy and is not moved by him. The wise warrior avoids the battle. To win 100 victories in 100 battles is not the acme of skill. To subdue the enemy without fighting is the acme of skill. To fight and conquer in all our battles is not supreme excellence. Supreme excellence consists in breaking the enemy's resistance without fighting. In battle, there are not more than two methods of attack: direct and the indirect. Yet these two in combination give rise to an endless series of maneuvers. If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. If you know yourself but not the enemy, for every victory gained you will also suffer a defeat. If you know neither the enemy nor yourself, you will succumb in every battle. The greatest victory is that which requires no battle. The worst calamities that befall an army arise from hesitation. If there is disturbance in the camp, the general's authority is weak. All warfare is based on deception. Hence, when we are able to attack, we must seem unable. When using our forces, we must appear inactive. When we are near, we must make the enemy believe we are far away. When far away, we must make him believe we are near. Can you imagine what I would do if I could do all I can? The peak efficiency of knowledge and strategy is to make conflict unnecessary. All men can see these tactics whereby I conquer, but what none can see is the strategy out of which victory is evolved. When envoys are sent with compliments in their mouths, it is a sign that the enemy wishes for a truce. If your opponent is of choleric temper, seek to irritate him. Pretend to be weak, that he may grow arrogant. If ignorant both of your enemy and yourself, you are certain to be in peril. The art of giving orders is not to try to rectify the minor blunders and not to be swayed by petty doubts. The line between disorder and order lies in logistics. Leadership is a matter of intelligence, trustworthiness, humaneness, courage, and sternness. If the enemy know not where he will be attacked, he must prepare in every quarter, and so be everywhere weak.